See, go to the studio. Observe this one. Main workflow and sub workflow. Okay, right now I want to return the value from sub workflow to main workflow. See, observe this one. In last class, we discussed about that different kinds of so parameter passing. Okay, so see there are having that four types of functions. So value passing and value returning type, value passing and value not returning type, value not passing but value returning type. So value not passing and value not returning type. See, observe this one. See, yesterday we have discussed about the second one. Value passing, value passing and value not returning type. So all the input values I have sent it from main workflow to sub workflow. In the sub workflow, I have implemented the business logic and result also displayed in sub workflow. Result also displayed in sub workflow. Right now, observe this one. See, third method. See, value not passing but value returning type. From main itself, I don't like to pass at any input value. See, all the input values and business logic I will complete in sub workflow and result only I will return it to that main workflow. This is called as value not passing but value returning type. Value not passing but value returning type. Observe this. See, See, I will connect both main workflow and sub workflow by using that invoke workflow file activity. So I'm not sending any value from main to sub, but I will take that all the input values in sub workflow. So this is called as A is equal to 10, sorry, A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. See, all the input values I have taken in sub workflow and then so here I have implemented the business logic in sub workflow. Result only I will return to that main workflow. Here only I will display that. Okay, the C's result result is 30. Okay, see the C contains that result, right? So I will return that C into that main workflow. Okay, that means here the variables will be changes from workflow to workflow. See here, but here in sub workflow, we'll take that all the input values and implement the business logic, and the result only return to the main workflow. This is called as out parameter. Right now, I will show you that. See, go to the studio. So I want to go and click on the transactional process. Click on the transactional process. Right now, just out parameter. Click on that create. Click on that open main workflow. So click on that view, and then I want to take sub workflow. So I have taken two workflow files. See, in the main workflow, I'm not taking that any input values, but I will call that sub workflow. Okay, so that's why first of all I will take a sequence, right click, set as to start node, drag that invoke workflow file activity. Simply I will call that sub workflow. Okay, so observe this one. As per this diagram, okay, value is not passing, but we are calling that sub workflow, right? So all the input values we have to take it in sub workflow. So that's why. So I will go to just by using invoke workflow file activity, I have called that sub workflow. In the sub workflow, I will take that all the input values. Right now, drag a sequence and then set as start node. Right now, see, I want to create the variables. The variables is called as A, B, and C. I have created the three variables. The three variables are integer type. Okay, int 32 and 32. Okay, so I have taken three integer variables. Right now, all the inputs I will take it in only sub workflow. Find that business logic. See, A equals to 100 and B is equal to 200, C is equal to A plus B. C is equal to A plus B. Observe this one. See, I have taken that all the input values in sub workflow and a business logic also I have implemented here. The result only I want to return it to the main workflow. In that main workflow, I want to display the result. Okay. This time, once if you send that result to that main workflow, in that main workflow also we will get that one. So a receiver variable is necessary. So that's why I will go to that main workflow. In this main workflow, click on that variable panel. Here I want to create one variable is called as x. X is the variable. This is the integer type. Okay, this is the integer type. So right now, see, if you want to return that value from sub workflow to main workflow, first of all, you have to create that arguments. Okay, click on that import arguments. So here we have a create argument. Click on that. Right now, here we have a different directions. In the sense, it is sending the value from main to sub. Once if you select that out, it will return that value from sub to main. So right now, observe this. I want to create that argument is called as out underscore value. Okay. See, I have added the direction. Okay. See, type is integer type. I want to add that x variable. Observe this one. See, previously, if it is a direction is in, if the direction is in, at that time, x value is assigned to this argument. But right now, the direction is changed. So that's why if the argument is having that any value, that will be assigned to this x variable. Okay, it is reverse right now. If argument having that any value, that will be assigned to that x variable. Okay, see right now, click on, see here, already I told you, if you create that any argument, that argument irrespective of direction, you must be create in sub workflow in argument panel. Okay, so control C, click on that. Okay, go to the sub workflow. In the sub workflow, click on the arguments. See, click here. See, out underscore value. This is integer type. Right now, observe this. Already, I have solved that expression. That means find the total. The total is stored in C variable. I want to take one more extra as an activity. So right now, I have an argument. Okay, out underscore value is equal to C. Observe this one. See, ABC, three variables are local variables. Okay, in the sub workflow, these ABC variables created in a variable panel. So that's why these variables are local variables. But whatever the argument is there, so this argument we can pass it from one workflow to another workflow. So my aim is whatever that result is stored in C variable, that we have to return it to that main workflow. That we have to return it to that main workflow, that we have written it to the main workflow. In the main workflow only, I have to display the result. Right now, see, in that argument panel, I have created out underscore value is an argument. Sorry, direction I didn't change. So right now, click here, change the direction. Direction is called as out. Okay. Right now, see the result is assigned to this argument, so that's why it will be written back to that main workflow. In this main workflow, in this import arguments, see, once if I click that one, so it is not showing that arguments, but here it is showing that one argument. It is showing that one argument. Go to the properties panel. In this properties panel, just I want to click on this one. Then the argument is available. Right now, observe this. See, out underscore value, that is an argument. So it contains the value based on this direction. So this out underscore value in this argument, whatever that value is there, that will be assigned to this x variable. Okay, x is the local variable in that main workflow. Right now, I want to display the result. Right now, see, drag and drop. See, observe this one. Result is equal to, okay, plus c x dot to string. Okay, right now I will go to that main work. See, from main workflow itself, I will debug this one. Observe this. So display the result. Click on that. Okay. Observe this one. So from main workflow itself, I didn't pass that any input value. All the input values I have taken it in sub workflow and then find that. So see the business logic also implemented in sub workflow. Result only I have written to that main workflow and then display that result in the main workflow. Observe this one. As per this diagram, see both main workflow and the sub workflow they are connected, but all the input values taken in sub workflow and then find that business logic result I have written into that main workflow. Okay. Do you have any doubts here? Abhinav?
No, sir.
Okay. Praveen?
సార్ ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు సబ్ వర్క్లో ఉంది కదా సార్,
అవును.
ఒకసారి సబ్ వర్క్లోకి వెళ్దాం. ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి అసైన్ యాక్టివిటీ తీసుకున్నారు కదా,
ఆ,
తీసుకోకపోతే రిజల్ట్ రాదా సార్? ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి
ఇక్కడ
తీసుకున్నారు, ఈ మూడే కదా సార్, ఏబిసి తీసుకున్నారు కదా.
అవును. అంటే
దాని
దీన్ని
తర్వాత
వెనక్కి
ఇప్పుడు ఇది
పంపించడం కోసం తీసుకున్న దీన్ని అంతే.
అచ్చా, ఓకే ఓకే, రైట్ ఓకే,
సో లేదంటే అది వెనక్కి
ఓకే
వెళ్ళాలంటే కుదరదు కదా.
ఓకే 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 సార్, ఓకే సార్.
See, I think you people don't have a doubt with in parameter and out parameter, right? See, I want to give that few use cases. After that, I will go to that another topic. Okay. See, observe this one. Find student total and average using out parameter. Out parameter. Okay. See, all the input values means subjects you have to take it in sub workflow and then and marks each and every one you have to take it in sub workflow and find the total and average. Both you have to return it to the main workflow. Okay. See, observe this one. Here I am sending only one value. So that's why I have created only one argument. So if you want to return more than one values at that time, you can create that another argument. So click here and create that another argument. Okay, there is no limit for that. You can create n number of arguments. But same name of the argument you must be create in sub workflow also. Okay. Just you people uh, try to implement this use case. Right now, I want to show you in-out parameter. Okay, I want to show you in-out parameter. So the argument is having so bidirectional. Okay, so see the bidirectional, that means it will be send a value from main workflow to sub workflow and again it will return the value from sub workflow to main workflow. That is called as so in-out parameter. Right now I will show you in-out in-out parameter. Select this one, go to the tetra, click on it, create. See, before going to that, I will show you. See, See, main workflow, sub workflow. See, right now it is the bidirectional. See, from main workflow itself, I will send that input value, and so in sub workflow also, I will take that input value based on the requirement. So I will implement the business logic in sub workflow, and result I will return it to that main workflow. Okay, observe this one. This is first type, value passing and value returning type. We are passing the values from main to sub, and then so we are returning that value from sub to main. See, what are the input values coming from main workflow to sub workflow, and then in that sub workflow, based on the requirement, you can take some other inputs also, and then find the business logic. Whatever the result is there, that result you have to return it to that main workflow. Right now, observe this. So suppose, sorry, I will take that a value is 100 in main workflow. This value I will send it to the sub workflow. Okay. In sub workflow also, I will take one input value. B is equal to 200. Okay. See, A value I will send it to that main workflow to sub workflow, and then and in sub workflow also we have an input value. Both I will sum it, and then result I will return it to the main workflow. See, observe this one here in the sub workflow. C is equal to A plus B. Okay, A plus B, and that result I will display 300. Okay. See, observe this one. I have taken that input value in both main and sub workflow based on the requirement. I have sent that input value from main workflow to sub workflow. In the sub workflow, I have done that business logic. The result I have written it to the main workflow. This is called as uh, bidirectional. Okay. So right now, in-out parameters. Okay. Right now, I will show you that. I have taken one workflow file and drag a sequence, right click, set as start node, click here, click on the flowchart, take that the sub workflow, drag a sequence, right click, set as start node. See, I will take that input value. See, A value I will take it in main workflow. Okay, we'll create that A variable int 32. Okay, a is equal to a is equal to 100. Okay, and this value I will send it to the this value I will send it to sub workflow. This time invoke workflow file activity, call that sub workflow, click on that open, and click on the import arguments. See, we have, if you want to send this value, first of all we have to create an argument, right? So that's why click on that import argument, and then see right now click on this. I want to create that argument is called as inout bidirectional. Okay, inout underscore value, or whatever the name you have to give it, just you can use it. Okay, here the direction is called as inout, inout in the sense bidirectional. So right now select that argument type. Okay, this is called as integer type, and then value is called as a. Right now, observe this. This a value, this a value assigned to this inout underscore value. This is the argument, right? Initially, this assigned to this argument. So copy this argument and then click on. That means a value is 100 is assigned to this argument. Right now, click on that OK, and if you so the same name of the argument you must be creating sub workflow in that argument panel. So right now create it. So same name of the argument. So direction is also in out, and then argument type is called as int 32. Okay, argument type is called as int 32. Right now, look here. See, in sub workflow here also I will take that one input value. So that's why I will take that b is the variable. Okay, b is the variable integer type. See, integer type. Right now b is equal to 200. Okay, b is equal to 200. B is equal to 200. See, see, from main itself, I'm getting that input value, right? See, one input value is getting from main. So that value is in underscore value. This is the argument. So that's why right now I will take that assign activity, and inout underscore value is equal to inout underscore value plus b. This time, so inout underscore value contains that 100. See, observe this one. B contains 200. Both they will add it. After that, result is stored in. So same argument. So right now, this argument is called as bidirectional. So that means inout parameter. Observe this one. This is the inout parameter. Initially, while calling that workflow, it's taken that input value is A. After completion of the business logic in sub workflow, this it will be returning that result to that main workflow. See, go to that main workflow. In this main workflow, click on that import arguments. So it is not showing that argument, but here it is showing that one argument. So go to the properties panel, and then so click on that arguments. Right now, see here after returning, so in whatever that inout underscore value, whatever the result is stored, so that result will be again assigned to that a variable. Okay, so see initially while calling that sub workflow, A value is assigned to this argument, and after returning to the main workflow, see this argument value again assigned it to this a variable. Click on that. Okay, right now drag that message box, drag the message box. I want to display that one. Yeah, right now click on that main workflow, click on that main workflow. See, observe this one. Actually, a value is 100, but again you try to display it, it is showing that 300. That means, so successfully, a value is sent from main workflow to sub workflow. In that sub workflow, after completion of the business logic, in the sub workflow, after completion of the business logic, again the result is assigned to that same argument. So right now in the main workflow, in this import arguments, see the returning value again so assigned to this a variable, and then so once if I try to display this one, so it is showing that 300. Do you have any doubt here?
No, sir.
No, sir. So it is something little bit confused, but you have to see this video so multiple times. Then you can clearly understand this one. Okay, no worry about that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
See, and tomorrow I will explain that one use case with all the arguments. Okay, so I will show you completely. Actually, we have created only one argument and only two arguments like only we have created. So with all directions, so I will create that arguments and then I will show you that. Okay. Today I don't like to continue that another topic. See, right now, so I'm not giving any use case in parameter passing, but I'm giving that one more use case by using that date time. Okay, date time and files. See, read an input date using, sorry, read an input date at runtime. So if the input date is greater than the current date, create a file, comma, folder, and move file into the folder. If the condition is false, retry it. That means if the input date is less than the current date, again you have to retry, and then again it must be asked that input value. Again you have to enter that so correct date. Okay, the date must be greater than the current date. Okay, see, that means tomorrow's date like that. Okay, see, this is one use case. Next one, right now, same use case with input date. See, read an input date at runtime. If the input date is greater than the current date, create a file, comma folder with input date. That means, for example, so file name is called as sample. Okay, for that file name, just we have to add that input date also. Whatever you have taken that input date at runtime, that you have to add it here and move the file into that folder. Okay, see, we have to create that file and folder with input date. Okay, so we have to take file name anything and we have to take that any folder name. But for that file name, we have to add that input date. For that folder, we have to add that input date and move that file into that folder. Tomorrow I will check you this use case. Okay, see, I think all of you remind that so for each activity, right? Right now, take customer IDs in take customer IDs in string array and based on that customer IDs create a file, comma, folder and move file into that folder. Okay. First of all, you have to create one array. In that one, you take that XYZ, XYZ1, XYZ2, XYZ3, XYZ4, XYZ5. Like just you have to take five customer IDs in that array, and that array you have to read by using for each activity, and then inside the for each activity use that create file and folder and move file activities, and immediately it create that file with customer ID and create the folder and move the file into that folder. Okay, so I will see both two use cases. Okay, I will ask everyone. Okay, do you have any queries?